Salmon and steelhead are a treasured icon of the Pacific Northwest. They are important to our environment, economy, and culture. However, 19 species of Pacific salmon and steelhead are listed under the Endangered Species Act, including Middle Columbia River steelhead.
Steelhead recovery is important to the tribe because tribal culture is very dependent on what we know as first foods. These are native wild foods that are produced by the landscape, steelhead being one of the fish species that are part of the first food serving order. And the tribal culture is very dependent on these foods, and most cultural activity is associated with the foods. So we need to be able to produce the foods in order to perpetuate and maintain tribal culture.
There are many factors that have led to the decline of Mid-Columbia River steelhead over the last 100 years, including impact on freshwater habitat, where steelhead rear and spawn. Rivers have been impacted, habitat has been degraded, loss of vegetation, loss of connection to the floodplain, which limits stream complexity. And there aren't as many places for the steelhead to both find food and refuge from predators.
The things that limit the production of steelhead, not only in the Umatilla River, but also within the region and throughout the Columbia River system as a whole, is poor water quality. Right now we have too warm of water temperatures for steelhead, and they need to have cool, clean water. Many of our streams in the Umatilla River Basin are listed for poor water quality in the sense of too much fine sediment input.
For generations, Middle Columbia River steelhead spawned and reared in the streams of eastern Oregon and southeast Washington. These streams and rivers are where they spent the freshwater phase of their life. But the once pristine habitat is now altered from historical conditions, and this has affected the health of the steelhead runs.
Human activity in the past 100 years or so has really impacted floodplains and stream channels and the landscape in general. Some of the examples of human impacts in the floodplain and on stream channels has been the development and construction of levees, and then the manual manipulation of stream channels. So levees create a constriction and reduce connectivity between the stream channel and the floodplain, and then a channelized stream channel, one that's straight and then has less groundwater and surface water connection with its surrounding floodplain. So the water evacuates the watershed much more quickly than it would under a natural stream process.
These impairments prevent both juvenile and adult steelhead from accessing upstream habitats. A recovery plan is in place to guide habitat restoration efforts based on the needs of fish and the best available science. The goal of the recovery plan is to protect the highest quality habitats, maintain healthy watersheds, and restore degraded conditions.
In 1999, the National Marine Fisheries Service listed Mid-Columbia River steelhead as threatened under the Endangered Species Act. And one of the requirements by the Endangered Species Act is that the National Marine Fisheries Service develop a recovery plan. The recovery plan identifies the on-the-ground actions that address these factors that cause the species to decline, as well as identifying research, monitoring, and evaluation, so that over time, through adaptive management, we can evaluate how effective the actions are being in improving the status of each of the individual populations.
The tribe has what we call a river vision. It's a description of what is our vision of river restoration success in the context of the tribe's first foods culture. The river vision says that a river that is healthy and dynamic and capable of supporting foods for the tribal members' use and the continuity of the tribe's culture is a healthy river.
Habitat restoration, together with sound harvest and hatchery practices and improvements made to the hydropower system, will contribute to a restored steelhead run. NOAA and community partners are crucial to this effort, but you can also help. Changing simple habits such as watering your lawns less, reducing your water and energy use, and volunteering to plant shrubs or trees can help to restore habitat. We can all participate in the recovery of Middle Columbia River steelhead.